Want to talk about the advantages of using scheduling platforms such as a WorkEase, Housecall Pro, or a Jobber for the junk removal industry today. So if you're not already utilizing any of these tools, all three are scheduling CRMs basically that have a lot of really neat capabilities and things that I find very useful for the junk removal industry. And there's one thing in particular that I think is going to be a game changer for a lot of people using these tools. And I'm going to discuss that in the video. So if you don't know the difference between the three, I would do your due diligence and some research and see which one is the best fit for you based on pricing and tools. I've got clients who use all three, mostly WorkEase and Housecall Pro. I'm not too familiar with Jobber, but I know that's also a useful tool as well. And these are used for a variety of things. One of the main things that I like about these tools are the fact that it's very easy to store customer information. So one of the disadvantages of not having a tool like this is that if you weren't already manually saving the data from your customers, a tool like this will do so for you. And I think that's very important, especially if you're trying to build a business long term and set yourself up successfully for text campaigns or email campaigns through your customer database. And that's something you should be doing. So that's the first thing that I like about a tool like this. Another factor that comes into play is with teams and invoicing and estimates. It is very easy when you have a tool like this because you can automate a lot of that process or simplify it to where your team can give the estimate or the invoice and complete everything right then and there on the job site. So this is another tool that I find very useful. Scheduling, of course, is a third one. So when it comes to your scheduling, everything is inside and available inside of those scheduling blocks. Gives you a really good view of either, setting aside a team member for certain jobs or to give you an idea where you're at in any given day and what spots you have available. But the main one that I actually wanted to talk about in the video that is sort of new and I think is a huge advantage and a main reason why you should probably look into using one of these tools if you're not already. And granted, I know they can be a little costly, but I think with the addition of this tool that the financing portion in addition to either Housecall Pro and Jobber, I don't believe WorkEase has this function yet, but this alone should pay for you buying one of these softwares, all right? And I want to talk about the financing and why it's so important. So the financing tool in Housecall Pro and on Jobber, what it does is it gives your customer the opportunity or the option to pay in installments rather than upfront. And as you guys know, one of the biggest reasons for not getting a customer typically in junk removal is price. There are some who just, the price is a little too high for them, or they're looking to pay a lower fee. And this is a great option for you guys now to give them a lower cost option up front that could actually give you the opportunity to beat out someone who comes in at a lower total cost because you have a lower upfront cost. And I know this may sound silly, but there are a lot of people who will pay a larger total cost to have that flexibility to pay a smaller upfront cost. And I think financing is huge. If you look at anywhere that, if you look at success in anywhere around in different industries, one of the best examples of financing being a huge play is the QVC channels, where they just hammer home the fact that you can buy this piece of jewelry or whatever they're showcasing for 4 payments of $39.99 or whatever the case may be. And people buy it hook, line, and sinker because they don't think about the total cost. They just think about the smaller installments or the one-time investment at a smaller option. Junk removal is going to be no different, guys. If you can give somebody that option who maybe can't afford to pay $500 or $1,000 or $3,000 right now, but can pay it in installments and do so easily, this is such an advantage for your business. So if you don't already have one of these tools, I would definitely look into them just for that option alone. And as I mentioned, Housecall Pro and Jobber are the two that are offering this. And the way that it works, from my belief so far, is I believe they pass on a small fee to the company. It's around 3%, which is actually a pretty standard credit card processing fee in most instances anyway. So for those of you using like a Square Reader, you're probably paying around that fee anyway for all transactions. And you get the full payment, so you don't have to wait for the payment and deal with any of the financing. You get the full payment, and they handle the financing and the processing. It doesn't pull credit or anything like that, so that's another advantage. It's a soft pull on credit, so your customer doesn't have to worry about that end. And I believe inside the app, it actually tells you what they qualify for based off that soft pull. So it's pretty cool. Definitely something that adds a lot of flexibility to your business, and I think will help you close more deals along the way, especially with those people who may not have what they need right now as far as costs and could do it as a smaller option. And I think this is really big for larger jobs as well. So wanted to bring this to everybody's attention because one of my guys brought it to mind about Housecall, which I already felt was a really great software to begin with. And now with them having this financing option, I think it's a no-brainer to have a tool like this in your tool belt for junk removal in your business, because at that cost alone, having that option of finance will probably bring you in more jobs and more money than not having that software itself. So look into it, guys. See if it's a fit for your business. As far as which one is best, that's going to come down to preference and what you prefer, because they're all aligned a little bit differently, even though they all typically do about the same thing. My recommendation right now out of the three would probably be Housecall, but I'm not in a position where I'd be against Jobber or WorkEase. However, until WorkEase offers this financing, I do think they come in at a disadvantage in comparison to a Jobber or Housecall Pro right now. So I hope this helps some of you who don't already have one of these platforms. I'm actually looking into connecting with Housecall and maybe doing an affiliate with them to help some people and lower the cost for some of my guys who are looking to do so. Not sure how long that will take. But again, Jobber, Housecall Pro, WorkEase, look into all three of these. These are the main platforms. And hopefully one of these can help take you guys, not only from an organized standpoint, but now having the option to finance to another level in junk removal. So I hope this helps you guys. If it did, give the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.